Hello everybody, it has been a minute since I did one of these. I think I did last one, we're off to a great start. I think I last did one in like February, but this is a vinyl update. I've not bought many records at all this year, so this is basically just everything I've bought since then, because times have been tough. So we'll just get right into it, I suppose. Okay, first things first, I got another copy of Revolver. This will be my third, but reason for this being, this is a mono pressing, supposedly. Well, it is mono. It's not supposedly mono, but it's what's peculiar about this. So I couldn't believe my luck when I found this because I think it was like £18 or something, which was very affordable. If you're a big Beatles fan or anything, like you'll know that the mono copies of this album and Peppers go for an awful lot of money. In fact, I feel really stupid. I was in a shop in Liverpool and they had a US mono Sgt. Peppers, and it was very affordable. I think it was like 20 quid, but I didn't buy it because of money at the time. Massive regret. I feel stupid now, but yeah, that is mono, as you can see. So I was over the moon to find this because I do prefer the Beatles and just 60s music generally. I prefer to listen to it in mono, but it's like a Brazilian pressing, I think, and it's like a cream coloured vinyl. So that's peculiar. It sounds okay. It doesn't sound too bad at all, actually. I've played it twice, I think. Yeah, it's decent. I mean, I find it a bit annoying that when they did the Revolver anniversary box set thing a couple of years ago, that if you bought the set, it came with a mono copy, but they didn't release the mono copy separately. I thought it was a little bit cheeky because I'd have lapped that right up. I'd have bought that, but no, well, that's pretty cool. I'm happy to own it. It's one of my favourite albums of all time, so don't mind owning as many copies of it as I can. Okay, next up, some Dylan. I mean, the last one of these I did, it was basically all Dylan. This is More Blood, More Tracks, I think this is called. Yeah, this is basically one of the, what they called, the bootleg series. Now, if you're a Dylan fan, you're absolutely spoilt because there's so many of these with loads of amazing alternate takes and live performances and things like that. This is the Blood on the Track sessions, is what this is based around, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's beautiful. You get to hear like even more personal versions of these songs because Blood on the Tracks is my favourite Dylan album and one of my favourite albums of all time. Definitely like top 10. This vinyl edition of it, however, is different to the one that's on digital. Like, even to the point, there's tracks here that are on the digital one. Like there's a Bucket of Rain demo on here that's not on the original, not the original. That's not on the iTunes, which is really annoying because it's beautiful and that's one of my favourite songs. And I even think some of the alternate takes on this are different to the ones that are on streaming, which is strange. But it's a fantastic release. If you love Blood on the Tracks, then this is totally worth having. There's great pictures on the sleeves and stuff. Yeah, really nice to listen to the stripped down. I guess the songs are already sort of stripped down, but beautiful release, very nice indeed. And I guess to follow up on that, we also have Before the Flood, Bob Dylan, the band. I got this last weekend actually when I was just hit myself. This is an absolutely fantastic live album. I played it Sunday afternoon, and it was absolutely wonderful. Basically a lot of really classic Dylan songs played on here. Most Likely Go Your Way, I Got Mine, Lay Lady Laid, Rainy Day Woman, Knocking on Heaven's Door, Like a Rolling Stone, Don't Think Twice, It's Alright, Just Like a Woman, It's Alright Ma, I'm Only Bleeding. Just an absolutely fantastic set of songs, and also a lot of the band's greatest ever songs. You know, The Wait, The Night They Drove Old Dixie Up the Crickle Creek, I Shall Be Released. Amazing collection of songs. The playing is really great. The band are just a fantastic group, weren't they? I really do need to get the Basement tapes on vinyl. That's a fantastic collection of songs. It's got a really nice gatefold of all the guys. Very happy to own this. It was also very affordable. It was like £22, which I'm very happy with. Excellent live album. If you're a fan of Dylan, if you're a fan of the band, you've probably already heard it, but if you haven't, totally worth checking out. And they did also do, I think they did a bootleg series with more of this, like this tour that they did. So I recommend checking that out as well, because that tour is just absolutely awesome. Right, next up, big one here. Pink Floyd live at Pompeii, whatever it is, the new mix. I saw this in the cinema, saw it in IMAX. fantastic. Had a really amazing time. It was super, super cool. This is way back now. We're going back to April time. That's when I think this LP was released as well. I've played this once and it sounds amazing. I absolutely love the Pink Floyd Live at Pompeii. I think it's absolutely epic. One of the greatest, like, could you call it a concert film? Because it is a live show, but they're not playing to an audience. Just lots of fantastic musical moments between the guys. Track listing here is great. I mean, obviously you probably all know the set list they did, but Echoes, the greatest ever version of Echoes on here, absolute masterpiece. Source Full of Secrets, a really good version of that on this. Set the Controls for the Heart of the Sun, fantastic edition of that, and Careful with That Axe, Eugene, which is actually one of my favourite Pink Floyd songs. It's a pretty peculiar one. I don't know if I showed you the gatefold, but it looks beautiful. Lots of great pictures from the film. I don't know if you've seen the film. You'll also know that they interjected footage of them recording Dark Side of the Moon at Abbey Road just to boost their on time a little bit. Yeah, this is an amazing release. I'm so happy to finally have a decent version of Pink Floyd Live at Pompeii on vinyl, because I did have a bootleg one that sounds terrible. Yeah, it's about time they did this, to be honest. Awesome release. Next up, another one I bought ages ago, like back in April-ish time again, but it's Jimi Hendrix, The Band of Gypsys. This is a live album, another live album. This is a band, I think quite a short-lived band that Hendrix put together, and I think then he just integrated the songs that he'd written for this, or this band they'd written, into the Jimi Hendrix Experience, I think, at their live shows later on. But I think this was recorded New Year's Day 1970 in, was it Madison Square Garden? It might have been. The Fillmore. It's the Fillmore. Okay. This is amazing. This has got some of the greatest guitar playing I've ever heard from Hendrix. I love the Hendrix live stuff. I prefer listening to the Hendrix live stuff to the studio stuff, if I'm honest. Same goes for Cream. A lot of these amazing, epic, bluesy, psychedelic bands from this period, I think they just really exploded live. And this is amazing. I mean, the guys playing on this are so great. Who Knows, the opening track's super groovy, super cool. Changes. My favourite track here is Machine Gun. That's got debatably the greatest ever Hendrix solo. Amazing playing on this. It's just it's a great record to play. Just, you know, I love listening to live records on a turntable. It's just sounds awesome. There's a really cool gatefold. A quite cool gatefold. I wouldn't say it's really cool. It's all right. And this is, I'll show you the record for this one, because it's a red vinyl, and it sounds great. Sounds absolutely fantastic. I've only played it once, but I will be sure to play it again, because it's great and it's a super enjoyable LP. So there you go, Jimi Hendrix, Band of Gypsys. Okay, now I've gotten into a lot of music this year, and this has become one of my main musical obsessions in recent time. 9 Inch Nails. I've become a huge 9 Inch Nails fan over the last year. Most of their records are fantastic, and this is the Downward Spiral. Obviously the most iconic 9 Inch Nails record, concept album. This album is absolutely incredible. Production is amazing, sound is amazing, the songwriting is incredibly dark and bleak. This album, I can't describe this record, and this pressing is just spectacular. I mean, Trent Reznor is an amazing producer. Everything he does is gold, but this sounds incredible. This is a really clear, just stellar sounding pressing, and it's quite expensive. It's up there in price. I think this was about 40 quid, so quite expensive. But it's got 2 discs, and there's a gatefold. Yeah, cannot get enough of this album. Really can't. It's absolutely incredible. Played it pretty loud, and it was just fantastic. Do definitely intend to get more 9 Inch Nails albums. The Fragile is an amazing record. With Teeth's an amazing record. Pretty Hate Machine's really cool. What's the one I really like from The Slip, I think it's called. I don't know if you can get that on vinyl, actually. That might have been when they released records digitally only at the time. I think they were quite new. They were quite pioneering in that respect. They used to release albums on their website. This was way back in like the 2000s. Amazing album, amazing. Sounds great. I can't say enough positive things about that. Okay, so for the rest of the video, there's 3 records left here, and they're all by the same band, so I'm just going to speed run through these. It's another group I've become completely obsessed with over the last year. Band I had been familiar with for a long time, never paid too much attention to them. Then I listened to all their albums about a year ago and really, really enjoyed them. But I've since just become obsessed, and I've listened to all these records countless times at this point. It is Tool, a legendary progressive metal band. This is Fear Inoculum, so I'll show you this. Triple LP edition. It's a very expensive record, no matter which version of it you buy. There's like a 5 LP box set edition of it, which is super money. That's like £200, I think, or something like that, here in England. I don't know what it is in America. England, I live in Wales. Don't know why I said that, but here it is. This, again, just like what I was saying with the Downward Spiral a minute ago, this is one of the greatest sounding vinyl pressings I've heard. It's absolutely amazing sounding. It is a triple gatefold, because this is 3 discs, this album, because all the songs on it are like 10 minutes long. There you go. There's the guys. Danny, Justin, Adam, Maynard, and did I say Adam? I think I said them all, yeah. So Tool, just, I don't know what can be said about Tool. Amazing time, crazy time signatures, incredible songs. Just a very, very epic sounding band. If you're into this kind of music, like progressive metal or just prog generally, you definitely have heard Tool. The musicianship on this album is absolutely amazing. I know it's a bit of a controversial, I'd say it's a bit of a divisive record, because I remember at the time, though I wasn't a huge Tool fan, I knew a guy who was, like, totally obsessed with them. This album, when it came out, got quite a mixed reception. Some people didn't really care for it and felt the songs were too long and they kind of just plod on. But I love that kind of thing. I love just listening to musicians playing, and there's loads of that on this album. The production's amazing. The songs have these big climactic, epic moments. Just awesome. I think this is a massively entertaining and enjoyable record. There is a brilliant piece of artwork on one of these LPs, but I don't really want to get it out just because of the way this is structured. It's a little bit... In fact, actually, I probably could get it out for you, because I think it's in this one. Yeah. Is this the one? Yeah, it is. Okay, have a look at this. This is awesome. I don't know if you can see it very well. Nah, probably not. That's probably not picking up too good, actually. But there's a really awesome bit of art here. Ah, there you go. See it a little bit there. Absolutely awesome. Stuff like this is why I absolutely love vinyl records, because not only do they sound great, and there's a deeper, you know, you're just getting a better, more rich musical experience than you are with MP3 or whatever. When they come with cool artwork like this, it's just awesome. Now, like I say, this is a very expensive LP. I think this was £60, but I've played it multiple times. It sounds incredible. It's an awesome album. So I'm very, very happy. Very, very happy with this. So there you are. Bang. That's one. I'm not even going to cut, because the rest of this is just Tool. This is the most recent record I've bought, and I've just listened to it. Undertow, debut album, Tool. Sounds fantastic on vinyl. Really, really good pressing. Standard black vinyl with pretty basic stuff. There's no gatefold for this one. Not loads of artwork. It is their first album, so... got some awesome songs on this album. Intolerance, Prison Sex, Sober, Crawl Away. The title track, Undertow, is absolutely fantastic. Flood is an amazing song. Though it's their first record, the playing is spectacular, and it sounds a lot more nuanced than a lot of debut records. Now, the production isn't as strong as it is on later Tool albums, but it's still a superb LP, super entertaining. Maynard's vocals are amazing, the drumming's amazing. They don't have Justin on the bass on this album, but the guy who plays bass on this record is awesome as well. Really, really cool album. Now, the difficult thing with Tool is, this will be a good segue into the next one, there isn't, only this album and Fear Inoculum have got good, accessible vinyl releases. Possibly my favourite Tool album, Enema, their second album, which is just an incredible record. The album's long out of print, and it's incredibly, incredibly expensive and rare. which is super annoying. I hate when that happens, and I think Sony own the record, so I don't know why they haven't repressed it. I'm hoping, because next year's 30th anniversary, they will repress that, because that album's incredible. And if you did a proper black vinyl 180 gram, that would sound absolutely insane. Like, let's please make that happen. That's a good segue into this one, because the most famous iconic Tool album, the best album probably, Lateralus. Now, if you are a bit of a geek and a bit of a record collector, or just a fan of Tool, you will know that this pressing is very famously not great. In fact, 98% of people say it's absolutely terrible. But I love the album so much that I just needed it on vinyl. I needed to own it. It's got a fantastic gatefold. I'll show you the problem now, because if you know, you know. You know, you know. The artwork's very, very nice. Now, this is a picture disc. It's not vinyl, so it's made of a much cheaper plastic. But look at that. That is absolutely awesome. Cost a similar price to what Fear Inoculum was, so it's pretty expensive. This looks insanely cool. It's almost worth the price just for the way it looks. I've seen a lot of people that don't even play these, they just display them because they're supposedly limited edition. But I think this pressing came out in like 2005, I think. So there's so many of these that have been made, or they're just mass produced, I don't know. But they're not rare at all. So they're not limited editions, bullshit. There's millions of these that exist. If you have it, don't worry about keeping it safe or whatever, because it's absolutely fine. The only way I could imagine this going out of print or whatever is if they did do a proper, like I said about a 180 gram black vinyl edition, which if that did exist, I'd buy it immediately and I'd probably sell this. That being said, I've been quite lucky with this pressing because I think it sounds okay. It doesn't sound amazing. It doesn't have that depth that real vinyl has. That's the most disappointing thing. It doesn't have that real punch. But it sounds fine. I've got a decent little setup here and it sounds okay. There's a lot of crackles and pops, which is a lot of people's main criticism of this pressing. There's loads of surface noise, issues like that. And the dynamics are not as good as they would be if it was a real vinyl. However, I am happy to own this because look at that. That looks fantastic. The record's amazing. There's so many incredible songs on it. The Grudge, The Patient, Schism, Parabola, Lateralis, the title track, is one of my favourite songs I've ever heard, I think. Absolutely, this album's a masterpiece. It's musically spectacular and so layered and so cool. Everything about this album is perfect, really. So, to own it on vinyl, picture disc even, I'm still very, very happy, though it isn't the greatest sounding pressing. Like I say, I think I've gotten quite lucky with mine. It doesn't sound terrible at all. The only track where I think it is really bad is Parabol, which is the kind of interlude to go into Parabola. That, because it's a quiet song, there is a lot of surface noise there, which is pretty annoying. But overall, this record, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Just a shame the sound quality isn't the greatest it could be. So there you are. That is my vinyl update. That's every record I've bought this year. If you have watched, thank you very much. I may do more videos soon about just music related things. I don't know, some album reviews maybe. Thank you for watching. Take care.